Hi, I'm Lucy Del Fiore, Director of School and Library Marketing here at Macmillan Children's, and I'm here with the rest of my great department to talk about some of our favorite books coming out this winter.
Hi, I'm Katie Halata, the Associate Director of School and Library Marketing at Macmillan Children's Publishing Group. The Boy in the Blue Moon by Sarah O'Leary, illustrated by Ashley Crowley. This is a stunning and magical picture book about a boy and his cat who set off on a moonlit stroll and find themselves on an adventure. It's the night of the blue moon, and at the beginning of our story, the young boy tells the cat, on the night of the blue moon, anything is possible, and that certainly becomes true for these two. They start their adventure in a field of bluebells. They carry on to a dense forest of blue trees. Further on still to one of my favorite spreads, they find themselves on a rowboat in the middle of a lake with the blue moon shining down on them. And further still, until they end up all the way in outer space, sitting on the moon, looking down at the blue of planet Earth. Soon though, our adventurers are called back by the yellow light of home, and they wake up in their blue bedroom, wondering if the antics from the night before have really happened or all just been a dream. The illustrations in this picture book are gorgeous. I could stare at them for hours and hours, and I love the idea that imagination can take you anywhere you want to go, including back home.
Hi, I'm Melissa Croce, and I am the marketing coordinator for the Macmillan Children's School and Library team. This is Vincent Comes Home by Jessica and Aaron Bagley. Vincent the cat lives on a cargo ship and travels all around the world with his crew. Although he's never been on dry land, he has the run of the ship and he can indulge in all of his favorite activities: eating fish, chasing seagulls, hanging out with the captain, and looking up at the night sky. When the crew starts discussing a new destination, home, Vincent is confused but excited for this place he's never been to. And when they drop anchor, he follows the crew members on dry land and follows them to their houses, where he learns that home isn't a place, but where the people who love you are. I guess I don't have a home, says Vincent sadly. However, he soon realizes that there's someone who's loved him all along, and that no matter where he's traveled, he's always been home. This adorable, heartwarming picture book is the first collaboration between wife and husband team Jessica and Aaron Bagley, and hopefully it won't be their last.
Hi, I'm Amanda Gurman, the School and Library Marketing Assistant here at Macmillan Children's Publishing Group. My picture book pick is My Pet Wants a Pet by New York Times bestselling author Elise Broach and illustrator Eric Barclay. Once there was a boy who wanted something to take care of, something of his very own. So he begged his mother for a puppy until she said yes. And the boy loved his puppy. He took care of him, he fed him, he cuddled him, and it was then that the dog realized that he wanted something to take care of, something of his very own. So the dog gets a pet cat, the cat gets a pet bird, the bird gets a pet worm, the worm gets a pet flea, until the mother puts her foot down and says, "No more pets." But what's the flea to do? He's the only one without someone to take care of. The story comes full circle with the flea taking care of the dog and the mother giving everyone a big hug. I appreciated this sweet story teaching its readers about responsibility and how to take care of someone else. I recommend to readers who enjoy the repetitive nature of Lauren Numeroff's If You Give a Mouse a Cookie, as well as the silly nature of Dr. Seuss's What Pet Should I Get?
Snow Lane by Josie Angelini. Now you may recognize Josie's name as a best-selling YA author, but with this middle grade debut, this is so different from her other books. When you first meet fifth grade Annie, you think this is going to be a sweet and amusing story about Annie and her 8 older siblings. Well, Annie is certainly sweet and amusing, but this is actually a heartbreaking tale about the physical abuse that goes on in her overcrowded house by overworked parents. To cope, Annie has become the cheerful one. After all, there's already the smart sister, the popular brother, and the mean sister. But being cheerful can be challenging at times, especially at school. Annie is dyslexic and also gets picked on because of the hand-me-downs she wears. But with some supportive friends and possibly a first crush, Annie is able to face the challenge when her family finally has to confront the truth. I love Annie's determination to remain cheerful, but also that she's able to realize when she can ask for and accept help. This is a great book for upper middle grade readers and for anyone who likes family or sad yet hopeful stories.
Stella Diaz Has Something to Say by Angela Dominguez. You will recognize Angela's name from her Pour Belle Pré illustrator honor-winning picture books, such as Maria Had a Little Llama. This is Angela's first book for middle grade readers. I'm just so in love with this story and this character, and I'm delighted to be able to bring Angela's writing to middle grade readers. Stella Diaz is a young Mexican-American girl. She's growing up in Chicago with her mother and her brother. She loves spending time at home with her family, where they speak both Spanish and English. School for Stella, however, is a little bit more difficult. She has a tendency to mix up her Spanish and her English words, and she's just found out that her best friend Jenny is going to be in a different class from her this year. So she's starting off the school year feeling a little bit lonely and definitely a little bit shy. When her teacher tells the class that a new student will be joining them soon, Stella gets really excited. She thinks this is an opportunity for her to make a new friend. But when Stanley arrives, their first meeting does not go as smoothly as Stella would have hoped. And to make matters worse, the teacher tells the students that they'll all have to give a presentation at the end of the year in front of the class, which is something that Stella definitely does not want to do. However, as our story progresses, Stella begins to build up her confidence, and she also begins to have the courage to trust her own voice. This story is loosely based on Angela's own experiences growing up, and in addition to the text, Angela has also included some really great illustrations throughout, so you can see Stella here with her family, Stella at school, and she's also included an amazing author note at the end of the book where she says, "I wrote Stella Diaz Has Something to Say to share some of my wonderful memories of my childhood, but also to share some of the challenges of being different and the frustrations of being misunderstood. Like Stella, it took me a while to realize people are just people. Even if they seem cooler, smarter, or more interesting than you never know until you talk to them. Never forget that you're so much stronger than you realize. You'll be surprised at what you can accomplish." I really think that the last two lines in Angela's author's note really encompasses everything that Stella the book and Stella the character is all about.
This is Let's Talk About Love by Claire Kahn. Alice loves a lot of things: pop culture, interior design, and hanging out with her friends Feeney and Ryan. However, one thing she doesn't love is sex. And when Alice's girlfriend breaks up with her for being asexual, Alice decides that she's had enough of love. This summer, she's just gonna binge watch TV shows, hang out with her friends, and work at the local library. However, when she's introduced to her new coworker, Takumi, a boy who is smart, kind, and cute, Alice's plans fall by the wayside. As Alice and Takumi grow closer, she'll need to make a decision whether or not she should risk their friendship for a love that might not be reciprocated, or more importantly, understood. This book is so important. It's an own voices book featuring a character whose identity is not widely represented in current YA literature. And additionally, I just really loved Alice's voice. She's smart, fun, witty, and her struggles with school, friends, and family are things that everyone can relate to.
A contemporary young adult novel I've come to love is In Search Of by Ava DeLaria. Ava's new novel is a multi-generational love story told from the perspectives of mother and daughter pair, Marilyn and Angie. To 17-year-old Angie, Marilyn is her hard-working, devoted, single white mother living in New Mexico. But Angie wonders about her African-American father, who she was told died before she was born. When evidence of an uncle comes to play, she begins to wonder, what if her dad is still alive? So she sets off on a journey to find him, hitching a ride to LA with her ex-boyfriend Sam. Meanwhile, the book jumps back in time to present the full love story of 17-year-old Marilyn and James. In the end, Marilyn and Angie's stories intertwine to create a powerful love story of secrets and lies, race and identity, and mothers and daughters. I would recommend to fans of Sarah Dessen and Nicola Yoon who enjoy emotional stories and characters that stick with you long after you finish the story.
A Girl Like That by debut author Tanaz Bethena. This is a page-turning, riveting story told from multiple perspectives that opens with a horrific car crash scene. I hope I got your attention. 16-year-old Zarn is smart, but also a risk taker. An orphan at an early age and now living with relatives that resent her, Zarn is just looking for love somewhere. And all the ugly gossip about and around her doesn't help, just because she smokes and likes to hang out with boys doing who knows what, even if it's just talking. She's not following the social norms of Saudi Arabia. The one positive constant in her life is Porus, a true friend who wants to be so much more. But Lazarn realized this before it's too late. I first picked up this book because of the fantastic cover and couldn't stop reading. It's a story that has so much about family and cultural expectations, sexism, and double standards. It's a book that you and teens will want to talk about. Like Zarn, the author has ties to India and Saudi Arabia. So though the setting may be unfamiliar to some readers, at its core, it's still a riveting and disturbing look at the universal storyline of a misunderstood girl. And again, those are just some of our favorite books coming from Macmillan Children's this winter. To learn more about our books, please go to mackids.com. Thanks.